What's up, you guys? Welcome back and welcome if you're new. In today's video, we're going to be installing a remote start on my 2018 Toyota Tacoma. It's going to be from N2 Designs, and we're also going to be installing a smart module that's just going to allow me to control my vehicle, turn it on and off, and many other functions like GPS right off of my phone. So I'm going to go ahead and show you at the end of the installation process just how all that's done. So if you guys do want to stay tuned for that, believe me, this is something awesome. So let's go ahead and get into it. So let's go ahead and jump into the vehicle. All you are going to need for tools is just a 10mm socket, and you're going to need a Phillips head. It's going to be a super simple install. It should only take 5 to 7 minutes if you guys of course are mechanically inclined, but for the next smart module, that one's going to take a little bit more, but believe me, you're going to want to purchase that. I'll show you why at the end of this video. Let's go ahead and do it.
First, to get started, don't be sitting on the seat. Lean in to do the work. Take your fob, leave it on the seat. You're going to take this rocker panel that's next to the driver's left ankle, and you're going to pop it straight towards the passenger side. You don't need to remove the door sill, some people do. And you just kind of reveal the 10mm socket. That's all you got to do. Just enough, peel it back. Then you're going to have two Phillips over here, 1, 2, and 2 behind the steering wheel column. Now we're going to turn the vehicle on, turn the wheel one way, and you will reveal one of the Phillips. Turn the wheel the other way. And that is it. Now the trim will pop off. First gonna pop this trim backwards, tug at it, and hit that some people do is hit the hood, and the vehicle will not start with the hood open. So if you install and everything goes good and start starting, do a walk around, make sure all the doors are closed, including the hood. This whole thing is not gonna be removed, it's just gonna drape down. We can turn the vehicle off now. These are 2 halves. You're gonna pop this off. Start off by pulling the bottom. Okay, you don't need to tilt the steering wheel and move it. Wherever it's at is good. And then the second half. Alright, a little bit at a time. Okay, don't be scared, give it a tug. This is how we're going to work and do the installation. Everything that we need to do is going to be right here where the BCM connector is where our harness is going to go into, and the ignition, we'll show you that in a second. In the kit, you're going to have the remote starter harness. Depending on your vehicle, the harness that could do many vehicles. In the instructions you'll see, but usually when it's tied like this, it means you're not going to be using these connectors here. You can't mess these up. These only go one place. So this is going to be your BCM, which is located right here. The little tab over here, the tab's on this side. You push it, and then your finger on the other side has to grab the lip of the connector. Do not pull on the wires. You can use 2 fingers from 2 hands, like this. One pushes the tab, and the other one pulls out if you need more leverage. So this luckily came out easily. We will grab the harness. Now, don't forget to start feeding the harness from the back side so that you don't have to undo it later, and when you realize that you install it from the front. Makes tuck away real easy. Let's go ahead and do that. So we'll feed it back here and come out somewhere over here, because this is where we're gonna zip tie your remote starter. It's a nice little empty spot here. It's good. We're going to intercept the OEM side connector of the BCM that we took out, put it into the remote starter harness, then go back in with the T-harness from the connector on the remote starter. Okay, clicks are good. Make sure everything is snug. Do not tug to test on the wires. Then the next thing we're going to do, easy, there's only 2 connectors, BCM and the ignition. So the ignition, we're going to feed it from the back side. So it is located, again, every connector is different. You can't mess it up. You just have to hunt for it. You can't grab the wrong one. You'll intercept the ignition OEM side, put it into the T-harness that you got, and then go back in with the T-harness. Okay? Plug it back in. If you get a chime like that, that's okay. The rest of the harness is going to be plugging into your remote starter. Going to program the remote starter because we're pretty much done with the harness side. What we're going to do is we're going to find the 4-pin data link without the tab, the key. So it's just going to be this guy. Okay? We're going to hold down the programming button as we plug them in. The lights are going to cycle to blue, red, blue, yellow. You want to wait till the blue comes on and only blue, then you release. Not the first blue that pops up when you first plug it in. But after cycle through some colors, then you see blue by itself again. That's when you'll let go. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm holding down the button. Okay. I plug in the data link, /power. let go. Now you're going to take all the other connectors that can possibly fit into here in no specific order, while making sure you don't accidentally hit the programming button. And if you do, just unplug this guy to start all over again, no big deal. So plug them all in. Again, always make sure your key is nearby, or else you have to start over again. You got your red connector, you got the white connector, and this bigger beige connector going in here. This guy is not used, okay? And neither is the A that's tied up. Now that we've done that, we're gonna push the ignition 2 times, and then we're going to wait. 1, 2. So when you push it 2 times, what's gonna happen is your blue light starts blinking. You're gonna push it for a 3rd time, and it should turn off. It means it's been programmed. And that's it. You're done with the remote starter installation and programming. We're gonna go ahead and test this.
All right, so now that we're outside the vehicle, before we do put everything back together, we're gonna go ahead and test it, make sure it works. So here's my key fob. I'm gonna go ahead and push it 3 times, and it should start the vehicle. So 1, 2, 3. And you just wanna wait a couple seconds. You're gonna see it turn on its own. Just hang on. Here it goes. And there it is. Whoop-am. Nice and clean, no one's inside the car. It turned on just like that. So now to turn it off, all you gotta do is literally the same exact steps. So 1, 2, and 3. And it should turn off just like that. Now that I showed you guys that it does work, I did want to note one more thing. So this is only for the people that do have the remote start. If you guys do have an H key, disregard this. But if you guys do have a remote start like I do, when you do go ahead and open it, it will shut off the vehicle automatically. This is something that N2 Designs just cannot control. This is something that comes from Toyota themselves. So now, like I said, if you guys did purchase the smart module for your phone to go ahead and control your vehicle, which I have today, I'm gonna go ahead and install it now. But if you guys did not get that, go ahead and skip the next steps and go ahead and put everything back together, and you're ready to hit the road.
Now, this part of the installation is gonna apply to kits from N2 Designs that start with N2-EA. If you purchase a smart module and you have a remote starter already, or just bought one that starts off with the part numbers N2-EA, this installation video is for you. If your part number starts off with N2-EO, there's a different video that we have that you should be watching. With the harness, you'll notice that there is an adapter on here, and this is what makes it unique to the N2-EA, is this part, okay? You'll get a connector, it's already connected blue to blue. You'll have this black female and you have this black male, okay? So what we're gonna go ahead and do, we're gonna plug in the flat connector, okay, into the module, okay? And what we're going to do is grab the black connector with the key or tab on top, clicker, whatever you wanna call it. It's 4-pin. It's identical to the one you used originally to program the remote starter, except this one has a clicker, a tab. You're gonna take that, and that's gonna be your power. But before you do that, what you wanna do is unplug the one that you used to program the remote starter. You're never gonna use it again. You're also never gonna use the blue that comes off the remote starter harness, the big fabric harness that you already have. Okay? This is not a standalone unit. You cannot just install it without having an N2 remote starter first. So now that you've unplugged the original 4-pin data link, you're gonna take that big 4-pin black connector with the tab we said, you're going to plug it in to the black female that's next to the blue to blue. This is your power. Okay, click. You're gonna have a red and green light, and it takes about a minute. They're gonna flicker, and red is GPS, green is data. When they're blinking, they're hunting for signal. When they're solid, after about a minute or so, you can start your programming. You'll also notice that there's a sticker that comes on the module, taped to the module. This is identical to the sticker that's already on there. This is for your door jam, so you can refer to it if you ever have to get tech support. When it's hunting for signal, what we want to do, the best place to put it is right here by the driver's A-pillar on top of the left AC vent, just to give it a clear line of sight. Now that the lights are solid, red and green, and when we say red and green on the smart module, not the remote starter, okay, we'll put it back. Start programming. We're going to grab the very end of the smart module harness, which would be, and that's off the LLRS adapter that's connected blue to blue to the remote starter. It's identical completely, no tab, no connector, to the one we just took out, the one that you originally used to program this module that we're not using anymore. So we're going to do the same thing with the programming, except this time when we program it, you're going to wait for red and blue to come on, and then you'll let go of the programming button. So you're gonna hold down the programming button, it's gonna cycle through a bunch of colors. When red and blue come on, you're gonna let go. So you hold it down while you plug this in and keep it held. Red and blue, you let go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to press and hold that programming button once more. The lights, the red and blue, are gonna turn off, and they're gonna turn back on. You will let go after they come back on. Do not let go before. So it's gonna wink at you. Don't take sight off of that. And we let go. It came back on. So now what we're going to do, there's gonna be 2 clicks of the ignition. Turn it on, and not too fast, not too slow, while you keep your eye on the lights. 1, 2. After second press, your yellow light, the amber in the middle, should come on. On the 3rd press, they will flicker and everything will turn off. You have successfully programmed your smart module. Now we will go to the app portion.
So if you guys did get the smartphone app, you want to go ahead and just download this now. It's called Link R all together, and then space LT. So let's go ahead and download it, and I'll show you what's next.
Ready to tuck everything away after testing that it works. It's time to almost put the trim back. If you got any clips, don't forget to put them back. Sometimes they're stuck in the holes. You just pinch them, they fall out. Now we're gonna take the smart module, and we wanna put them in the rocker panel next to the driver's left ankle. We wanna put them in this orientation, kind of drop them in. So where he's sitting, this connector is actually sitting on the floorboard in there. So you kind of shape it a little bit like a U. Don't put too much strain on the end over here. And you'll go in here in the back and kind of just drop them in. To put back the trim, we're gonna start with the column trim first. To turn the wheel one way. Now when you do that, if you hear any rubbing like this, now's the time to do your adjustment before doing the screws back in. So sometimes you just have to wiggle this a little bit to get it right. You're done.
Alright, so now that the smart module is installed into the vehicle, of course that is an add-on option, so please take note of that. I'm going to go ahead and show you just how the application looks and how it works. And I'm also going to answer your guys' question on if you guys open any of the doors if the vehicle shuts off. So if you guys want to know the truth on that, make sure to stay tuned. So once you've downloaded the application to your phone, this is basically what it's going to look like, but it's going to have you register and do a couple other little things, but it's super simple. You're going to have the start function here, you're going to have the stop function, the lock and unlock. So let's go ahead and start the vehicle. So it does take a couple seconds, but once you see that, it's going to start up right now. You'll see. Just give it a couple seconds. Alright, so there it is. So it started and we're good to go. I did want to know if you did want to just shut it off, you then hit that other one. But let's go ahead and show you the truth on if it turns off if you open the doors. So let's check this out. Ready? Let's go. So once you open it, it stays on for a couple seconds, but then it shuts off just like that. Up next, I'm going to go ahead and show you just the GPS function. So right now I'm at Bass Pro Shop in Rancho Cucamonga. I'm going to go ahead and show you the GPS function now. So if you do see right here at the bottom, there's like a little arrow. So you want to go ahead and just click on that. It should come up just like that. You're going to see there's 2 functions here. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the map one, which is this right here. So to go on the maps, you go ahead and click this one on the left, and then it's going to go ahead and track your vehicle. As you can tell, I'm in Rancho Cucamonga, and there's the Bass Pro Shop right there. There's the 15 freeway. And of course, like I said, that's my vehicle there. In all honesty, the coolest part about the app is honestly this, to be honest. I mean, if you ever get your vehicle, hopefully not, but if it ever gets stolen or anything like that, or say you're in a big parking lot, maybe at the mall or at the fair, anywhere crazy like that, and you forgot where you parked, you can just go ahead and open up your app, search for your vehicle, and find it that way. So it's honestly pretty cool. There is the hybrid mode, there is a satellite mode, which of course you can see everything much more clear on there. So yeah, so that's if you guys want this one. Like I said, this option here is of course an add-on. I do have a 5% off discount code for you guys, so if you guys do want to go ahead and purchase this, it is in the description box below. And like I said, it's a 5% off. when you do purchase it, it does help me out as well. So just letting you guys know. So if you guys do have a manual transmission, just know you guys can accomplish this. It's not too bad. It's a little bit more steps, but you can do it. So make sure to check out Rob Demand's video on it if you guys do have a manual transmission. So if you guys like this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and please help me share this video. The reason why is, don't forget, at 15,000 subscribers, we're gonna go ahead and do another giveaway, and that one's gonna be honestly pretty awesome because it's gonna be a couple prizes, so multiple people can win. So let's go ahead and help me get there, and let's do it. See you guys next time. Peace.